Everybody already heard what Cassie had to say. People heard what Gene Deal had to say. People heard what Chopper from Making the Band had to say, and Freddie P. and everybody else that ever worked at Bad Boy had to say. But now, for the first time, we're all about to be able to hear what Diddy got to say about his own situation. And according to this information we've been receiving, he's about to be exposing Cassie as the queen of the freak-offs, because the truth of the matter is, there's no way possible he could have been as freaky as they made him out to be before he met Cassie. And now's the time he can tell his story and people can sympathize with him. Everybody see what's going on with Shannon Sharp. Big black man, choke little white woman. Shannon never was into no dominatrix behavior until he met young Lily or Gabby. He didn't know nothing about tying somebody up and choking somebody. Now all he wanted to do was choke somebody. And it got him in a world of trouble trying to keep up with that sexy young thing. People saying that's the same case when Cassie met Diddy. Before he met her, he was having babies with black women that was his age. He was normal. Things didn't get weird. Things didn't get freaky until Cassie came along. And I'm trying to let y'all know, she had this man doing things that you wouldn't even believe he was doing. And all of this stuff is going to get exposed in the trial. That man had nipple rings. They're saying that Diddy is mentally, I ain't going to say retarded, but he's mentally disturbed. He got handicaps. He was born with handicaps. Diddy's claims of diminished mental capacity take center stage before sex trafficking trial. They're saying that Cassie was originally his caretaker. She was feeding him, clothing him, and she had access to all of his money. So those all white parties and them freak off parties, that was something that she wanted to do. And he went along with it because he was mentally disabled. He stopped having kids. He stopped running Bad Boy like a record company. He wasn't signing no new acts. For the longest of times, he was just partying because that's what his younger girlfriend wanted to do at the time. As soon as he left Cassie alone, that's when he started getting the praise, started getting awards. People started acknowledging his greatness. He got back to hustling, grinding, putting out good product. And then he messed up again. He got involved with another young girl by the name of Young Miami. And that's when his shit started to fall off all the way again. This is the stuff he's going to be arguing in court. Cassie is already trying to stop these motions. She's trying to get Diddy to stop telling his side of the story. Cassie reportedly set to testify in Diddy trial, revisiting her shocking allegations. That's the only reason why she's showing her face and coming back out, going to court and speaking on this, even though he don't already pay her the money. You figure if she already made $50 million from Diddy, what else she got to talk about? What else could she possibly want? She trying to stop him from proving that all of the freaky things, all of the weird stuff that was going on, her ordering BBCs and having multiple men penetrate her while he just watched, was her idea. He didn't get off on that whatsoever. He did that to keep her satisfied. He needed more wood for the fire. She wasn't satisfied. She was that big of a nymphomaniac. And it turned him into a freak. There's a lot of older men out there following a young girl's lead, especially men that got money. Them women gonna make you do what they want to do because that's what they want to do. For all you fathers out there, you ever took your daughter to the amusement park? She gonna lead the way. She gonna lead you to the cotton candy. She gonna lead you to the ride she want to get on. She's gonna lead you to the pizza. Whatever it is that she want to do, you gonna have to wind up doing it as a father. And I know that's a bad example, but when you dating somebody and you twice their age, you basically they daddy. They say sugar daddy, whatever daddy, trick daddy. If it got daddy on it, you basically a parent. And that's why Shannon Sharp was talking to Gabby the way he was talking to her, because he basically raised this woman. Well, he was raising her while they was dating. And when you somebody's daddy or somebody's parent, you feel like you a disciplinary. And that's why Diddy was putting hands on Cassie when he got fed up because he felt like it was nothing else he could do. He felt like he had to teach her a lesson. And I'm not saying he was right. And I ain't saying Shannon Sharp was right. But for you young women out there dating these old men, but don't want these men to think for themselves because you want full access and control over their bank accounts. When these men go to jail and it's time for them to tell their side of the story, best believe they're going to let the world know all of the things that you did, all of the stuff that you said, and how you was a bad influence on his life. Prime example, Shannon Sharp was a multi-millionaire before he met Gabby. He was on First Take, making millions of dollars. He was a professional football player. Ain't never got in no trouble like that. Started messing with the young freak. Now everybody calling him a dominatrix. Uncle Shay Shay a freak. He like them young girls. He like stuff. They talking about he like 4, 5 fingers up his butt. Nobody was talking like that until he got with this girl. Same thing with Diddy. You think the locks would have been with it if Diddy was throwing male on male parties and you got Sheik Luch, Styles P, and Jada Kiss in the building? You think they would have went for that? You think Black Rob would have sat back and watched Diddy pound out a man and they supposed to be making music together? Or the notorious B.I.G. would have been cool with Puff in a jacuzzi, tongue kissing another man while he working on his next album? That it wasn't the climate for that. Let me show y'all where everything went haywire. And I need y'all to pay attention and make sure y'all hit those like buttons too, because I'm not trying to make it seem like Cassie is guilty, but we see the same scenario over and over when these older guys date younger women. This is when things went haywire. When Diddy endorsed Obama to become the president. And if you know, like I know, if you old like I'm old, before Obama came into the picture, none of that weird stuff was flying like that. And if it was on the DL down low. Ain't nobody gonna know. But when this guy became president, that's when the slut walks started to happen. That's when all of the freak shit started to go down because that's what he was endorsing. And Diddy got tied into it because he was so connected with these politicians and these senators and stuff. He had to go along with the program. When he had those big parties and Ellen and all these people was coming to the party, he couldn't have them thugs and them goons hanging around. You think Ellen would have showed up if he would have had D Block in the building? Do you think President Obama would have wanted to have anything to do with Diddy if he was still on that grimy time? He had to switch it up. Society made him get fruity. Society made him do the things that they're alleging that he did. But most importantly, what y'all got to remember is that this woman, Cassie, she got to be the devil. Judge allows Cassie video to be shown at Sean Diddy Combs' trial. They don't have any other videos. The only video they have is Cassie getting kicked and dragged by Puff. That's it. There's no other evidence. This whole case is about Cassie. The reason why he's in jail is because of Cassie. All of the behaviors they said he had going on is because of Cassie. The parties, the trafficking, whatever, is because of Cassie. Let me show y'all something, man. And I need y'all to pay close attention to this. This is what was going on. It was Amber Rose with the slut walk. And this was the time where women felt like they can bang out whoever they want to bang out and let whatever they want to hang out. Where they felt like men had to pay to play. This is the era that set it off. Diddy was the man during this era. He was at the height of his career during this era. Cassie was a part of this era. Cassie was on it too. It was popping at the time. Now these same women that was walking the slut walk want to make it seem like they victims. But when it was going down, it was going down. That's what they was looking for. That's what they was all a part of. That was the culture at the time. The same way they say Bill Cosby is a monster because they was doing Spanish flies. In the future, they're gonna say you a monster for smoking loud. They're gonna pull up old videos of you. And I ain't saying this right, but people become victims of their times. Now that somebody said the hoochie era, thank you. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Cassie was a part of the hoochie era, and Diddy was funding her era. He was in her era. Diddy's era, when he was young in his heyday, they weren't doing none of that. Let me show y'all. In Diddy's era, it was protect your neck. It was none but them thugs, them goons, chicken wings, macaroni and cheese, baggy clothes, fitted hats, jerseys, Timberland boots, getting money and getting fly. It wasn't none of that weirdo shit going on during Diddy's era. But in Cassie's era, that's where Diddy turned into a monster for trying to keep up with her young ass. Monique went on Shannon Sharp. Y'all got to look at this, man. Look. Look at this, y'all. Monique went on Shannon Sharp and told him, you need to get you an old woman that can love you old. Somebody that's going to rub your feet and understand you so you can stay out of trouble. If you get somebody your age and somebody that can love you right, love you old, you won't have to be dealing with none of that BS that these young girls come with because you too old to be a part of whatever they got going on. It ain't going to do nothing but get you in trouble. And he laughed it off. But now this Shannon Sharp situation is going to help get Diddy out of jail because once he start explaining his involvement with Cassie Ventura and the stuff that she was into, drugs he would have never took in his era. Gene Dill even said it. Gene Dill said he didn't even see Puff smoking cigarettes. He said Puff wasn't even smoking weed. Then all of a sudden he popping mollies. He doing X. He doing coke. That's because that's what Cassie was into. And for you people out there, y'all know, y'all probably got a family member or something that turned to a crackhead because their girlfriend was smoking crack. It's a bunch of people that start doing drugs because they significant other do drugs and they just trying to fit in. You see your boyfriend in the closet, sweating and geeking. He about to light that pipe. You want to be a part of his world. Back in the day, people would be like, well, I love you so much. I don't want to be alone. I want to do what you're doing. I want to join your world. And they wind up smoking crack. And that's what Diddy did with this whole Cassie situation. Hold on, y'all need to see this too. And I need y'all to pay attention to this because this part, it's going to get a lot of y'all upset, but somebody got to say it. Ain't nobody going to say it but me. Ever since I became a multi-millionaire, I've been able to see things differently. You ain't been seeing me on YouTube like that. I ain't been caring about the views and all that stuff. I ain't trying to go platinum and everything on you. I went platinum in life. You know, I just closed on the multi-million-dollar mansion and people wondering whatever happened to the Cash App. The Cash App is apping. Please hit the Cash App. Y'all got to look at this, man. I ain't trying to put my personal business out there. I just want to help y'all see things from a sky view because I'm up here and I see it for what it is. And I want y'all to see it the way I see it, man. Look at this live stream like it's a helicopter and we all up here together. And for the people that didn't click on the video, they ain't nothing but roaches and ants. But we in the big leagues. Y'all need to see this, man. See, and what's Nipsey Hussle's baby mama name? The one with the dimples. What's her name, y'all? Help me out. Nipsey Hussle and damn, what's her name? I know it ain't Sanaa Lathan. What's somebody in the chat tell what's Nipsey Hussle's baby mama's name so I can make my point? Somebody, anybody. What's her name? Oh, you know what? Invisible Girl. Ain't nothing invisible about you because I needed to see that. I want to thank you so much for that. Y'all got to see this. Okay, y'all got to see this. Now, once upon a time, Cassie had her man who was a multi-billionaire Diddy. She don't snagged her a baller. And Lauren London had her man too. Y'all know who her man was? Of course, y'all know who her man was. Her man was Nipsey motherfucking Hustle on his way to be the West Coast version of Diddy. They came up in that slut walk era, find you a baller, get you a man of some stuff, substance or whatever. So they was besties at the time. Cassie had her baller. Lauren had her baller. Fast forward to 2025. Diddy is in jail and Nipsey Hussle is in the dirt. Why? Because they was trying to live up to the standards of the women that they was dating. Rest in peace to Nip. He was selling incense CDs and t-shirts before he got on with Lauren London. When he started dating her and seeing how she was cool with Puff and Puff was her dude and all that stuff, it made him want to step his game up and turn into, that's what made him want to boss up. Her baby father, Lil Wayne. Can you imagine the pressure when you get with a woman like Lauren London and you out there selling them CDs with them incense, with them tapes, and her baby daddy Lil Wayne going multi-platinum. He the nigga from the Hot Boys. Every time you hear "Back That Ass Up," her baby daddy at the end of the song. After you back it up, then stop, then wop, wop, drop it like it's hot, wop. And that's when he was only 17. Her baby daddy, a certified legend. And you her new man. And on top of that, Puff been white-tatting that ass for years, and you her new man. Nipsey had to boss up. And he bossed up to a level to where he found himself in Diddy's shoes. They say they got him on tape doing wild stuff. They say they got Nipsey on tape. Allegedly, I don't believe none of that stuff. Rest in peace to Saint Nip. But how come they mans is doing bad right now? That's because the women that they was dating was evil. So when Diddy get the court, the whole world is waiting to hear his side of the story. People don't heard billions of stories. People want to know, well, Puff, what you got to say about the situation? Puff, how you feeling? What's your side of the story? And y'all want to know what his side of the story is? Up until I met Cassie Ventura, I lived the life of a normal hip-hop mogul. Y'all need to see this. Diddy was having heterosexual sex with African American women that he loved. He still loved this woman to this day. When he was with Kim Porter, he was a normal motherfucker, man, for the most part. People could say what they try to put old stories on him, like, oh, he was a wild freak even back then. He was zesty even back then. All I know, he was having babies in a heterosexual relationship with a beautiful Nubian queen. If you can refute that fact, or if you could try to argue against that and say that's not true, then I don't know. You could live in your own fantasy. This was normal as hell. And wasn't nothing wrong with their union. Before he got with her, his first baby mama, Misa, Diddy had a heterosexual relationship with a beautiful Nubian queen, and they had a baby together. Ain't no weird deals going on there. Ain't no fruity booty madness going on there. He was normal. Now, I need y'all to see something. When he got with Cassie, he had a girlfriend and a boyfriend. Because that's what she brought to the table. Not only was the Kardashians and shit hanging around, he had a boyfriend and a girlfriend with Cassie. He was living far out, way far out. Kanye West chopping niggas off in the back. Justin Bieber chopping niggas off in the back. With Cassie in the midst. He had a boyfriend and a girlfriend. This is when shit got weird. When Cassie was there. That's when all them the beige brigade started coming around. You got French Montana, you got DJ Khaled, you got the whole Beige Brigade when his entourage wasn't as gritty. Before Cassie came around, he ain't never had this much beige in his circle. Little Kim joined the Beige Brigade, Mary J. Blige, all of them. These people, they were scared to be around Puff. He turned bad boy in the Hot 97 because of Cassie. She got on a t-shirt that say Alice Cooper. Don't y'all know that he one of the most sickest satanic men in the entire world? Look at this, y'all. And don't think I'm trying to blame everything on Cassie. But ever since I became a multimillionaire, I've been able to see things for what they are. You know, I talk to my accountant, I talk to the people at the bank. They tell me things that ordinary people don't talk about. So when she got on this t-shirt, actually my accountant, when we was closing on the multi-million-dollar project, he was listening to Alice Cooper. I'm like, what the fuck is you listening to, man? It felt a little eerie in there. It felt a little off. It felt a little crazy. And he explained to me who Alice Cooper was. And when I saw Cassie wearing his t-shirt, that's when I knew that Diddy was in a world of trouble. French Montana pointing at the shirt. Like, that's what time she's on. It's no telling what she put on Puff. She come from a Latin American background. He might got some bones under his bed that still ain't been discovered. There's no telling what he got going on or what she did to him. You get mad at me, but I haven't said anything yet that's not facts when it comes to this young lady. But we got to move on because there's a few more things that we need to talk about when it comes to this case, because it's a possibility Puff gonna be coming home because Cassie is guilty as shit. A federal judge in New York on Friday allowed a video depicting Sean Combs kicking and dragging then girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a Los Angeles hotel in March 2016 into his upcoming sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy trial. Now, with that being said, I need y'all to keep that image in your mind because this is what they do with successful black men. Y'all got to look at this. And this gonna take a little second too. So make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Okay, we got that. And then we need okay, we're gonna start off with this one right here. This is what they do, you know, in Hollywood. When you got a successful brother out there making a whole bunch of money, this is the NBA in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? When you got a brother out there doing it real big King Kong style, they always send a Cassie your way just to keep you in line. Y'all need to see this. Now, Cassie's name is Cassie Ventura. And people ain't been able to connect these dots until now. Cassandra Cassie Ventura. And like I told y'all, they always send somebody to tame a wild animal. Y'all ever seen the movie Ace Ventura? Pet Detective? For the people, I know this is old and we got a whole new generation of people out here that don't understand what's going on. But Ace Ventura, the same way you got Cassie Ventura, get sent into Africa or black places to invade and tame the people for financial gain. So when I'm telling y'all that they sent Cassie to Diddy, is the same way they sent Ace Ventura into Africa to take over everything that them people had going on in the movie. Art emulates life. Same scenario, same story, same name, same game. They sent that white devil, Cassie, to infiltrate Bad Boy Records so they could tame that big black gorilla, Diddy Kong, Donkey Kong. Y'all don't get it, or do I need to explain it again? I hope y'all get it, man, because now we're about to move on. Somebody said white duck. I'm talking about in the movie. Now you looking for reasons to get upset because I'm talking about Cassie. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to be somebody in the comment section looking for a reason to turn this into a male bashing fest. That ain't what we doing here. So y'all going to have to get out y'all feelings while we continue on with this news. And before I started investing thousands of dollars into information, before I became the mogul I am today, I felt the same way y'all felt about the situation. I felt like these celebrities, they just get what's coming to them. But until I became a celebrity in my own right, I started seeing things differently. People start coming your way. They want to meet you. They want to shake your hand. They want to get to know you. You got people that's eager to get into your mix so they can not only steal your energy, but they also want to steal your identity. Y'all need to listen at this, because this is the coldest part that people is not understanding. But I'm going to help y'all understand. Look at this, y'all.
Well, the trial of Sean Diddy Combs starts 1 week from today. The sexual misconduct charges he faces have attracted widespread media coverage, which could make it difficult to pick an unbiased jury.
Okay, Fox 5's Lisa Evers is in the newsroom. And Lisa, today you had an exclusive conversation with a jury selection consultant about that jury selection process.
Yes, I did. And very, very interesting. She's telling us it will be up to 12 residents of 8 New York counties, including some from upstate, to decide whether Sean Diddy Combs walks away from this case a free man or stays locked down for decades. Now the jury selection process is underway to pick a jury who can decide his fate. 600 men in a prison jumpsuit. 6 hours only outfit is a prison jumpsuit. 600 men and women are filling out jury surveys to determine if they will be deselected or selected to determine his fate. It's based on 20 to 70 questions.
The questions range from your basic impartiality, your basic ability to serve, if they have financial hardship or childcare concerns. But then they also go into a range of what groups, organizations they belong to, their experiences with law enforcement. And then they really get into their thoughts on the nature of the charges.
Judge Arun Subramanian has ruled that the horrific video of Cassie Ventura being beaten by Combs can be admitted in court. Prosecutors will also be able to introduce videos of the alleged freak-off sex and drug sessions.
They really get into their thoughts on the nature of the charges. So,
see, grown people business is grown people business. Can you imagine if they had videotapes of those parties your parents used to have back in the day when your uncles and everybody would come over to smoke and play cards? That's their grown ass business. Can you imagine if they had video and audio of when you got together with your friends and invited a couple of them girls over and y'all was chilling, smoking and drinking? One friend went to this room, the other one went to that room, and you did your thing right there in the living room because that's your motherfucking house. Can you imagine if they played that in the courtroom? Whose business is it besides your grown ass business? What about the parties you've been to? You showed up, it's a pool party, girls in the pool, bikinis on, bubble butts jiggling. And just because you was there and this was going on in this room and that was going on in that room, you on trial for something some grown ass people had going on? In what world does that make sense? And y'all want to know what tripped me out about this? Angie Martinez done been in the middle with a Tupac Biggie beef. Done been in the middle with a Cassie Diddy situation. She done been in the middle of all of these hardships going on in hip hop. And just because she get a little bit of plastic surgery, change her name around, hip hop ain't hopping no more. She figured out another lane so she can be a journalist still. They don't want her at Hot 97. She too old to be at Power 105. They tried to tell her to retire way back in the 90s when her neck started going bad. And shout out to Angie Martinez, a beautiful Latin sister, ain't never did nothing to nobody. But it's kind of funny how she be kiki smiling all up in people's faces. She even had an album come out rapping just like Jay-Z. They calling her a culture vulture on so many levels. They don't know if that's Angie Martinez or Gloria Velez or whatever. She don't have so many careers. They saying that she the what's the lady name? They said was at Puff House. Gloria Estefan or whatever. They saying that she was her once upon a time. They talking about she the original Selena. They said Angie Martinez was J-Lo when she was dating Diddy. How many careers, how many monikers, how many times they gonna put the Eddie Murphy fat suit on this woman? Hold on, y'all can't even see what I'm talking about, man. I do apologize. Y'all need to see this. I'm talking about Angie Martinez. The original Selena. They said she was on Jennifer Lopez, Gloria Stefani, all of them. And then she up there at the news talking about Diddy.
Election process.
Y'all see that shit? They doppelgangers in the entertainment industry. And she related to Cassie, allegedly. For you men out there listening, I want y'all to understand something. I want y'all to understand something clear. I understand that my brothers out there, if you had it your way, if you can get what you want, a lot of y'all will go for this. Let me further explain, because y'all gonna say, oh, no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. Let me explain something. I gotta get this right. Y'all stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. For my brothers out there, this is what you used to. This what you've been driving your whole life. This all you know is that. Matter of fact, not even the Dodge Stratus. This is what you was raised up on. This right here. This is sporty as you get. This all you ever had with high miles on it, high mileage. For my brothers out there listening, this is what you've grown accustomed to. This is your favorite. This is what you be craving. This is what you've been savoring. You jazz it up a little bit, put some rims on this stuff. This is all you know. Dodge Neon status. But if you had the choice, you would push one of these or one of them. Matter of fact, if you had the choice, you would be pushing one of these. You would. You would be all around you. So you have everybody in the ghetto jealous. You would pull up on the block, and when them sisters look at you and they jealous, they sucking their teeth. I seen that nigga with that Lamborghini. He think he all that because he got a Lamborghini. And you gonna be like, what? You would like it better if I was with your Dodge Neon ass? If you could, you would. But the reason why a lot of y'all can't do it, not only because you can't afford it, you can't handle the maintenance on these things. Shannon Sharp got him a little Ferrari, little 2022. He done burnt out, crashed, muffler fucked up, a head-on collision. He ain't even know what to do with the whip. Now he all in the news, a high-speed crash, $25K per cheek, and he paid it. He got ripped off for the Lambo. He done skeeted, and spun off the road in the Lambo. And that's what a lot of y'all men be doing. Y'all get with these types, thinking you stunting, ain't never had it before, need to be pushing the neon. This what Cassie did. No, this what Diddy did. Look, this was Diddy before. Before he met Cassie, this how Diddy was living. Had a nice little something on his fancy showroom. He was doing all right when he was pushing this. He came up in the game, had him a nice little C300. He was doing all right. This when he was with Misa. Then he started messing with Kim Porter Let me show y'all something real quick, man. And I don't want y'all to get offended, and I don't want y'all to get mad. This when he was with Kim Porter. Nice little Escalade situation. You know, he was pushing that. Babies all in the back seat. That's how he was living. Then this where he fucked up. This is where he messed up real bad, man. This when he got with Jennifer Lopez. And this is when he lost his mind. This is when he started liking the speed and doing all that extra shit. This when he really started feeling himself. What would y'all say Cassie is, man? And these just examples. When he got with Cassie, what you say? This how he was living when he got with Cassie. Maserati status. And he messed around. He was doing too much. He was doing way too much. And just like you men out there, the only reason why y'all staying out of trouble and y'all not living no crazy lives and y'all ain't doing all that bullshit, because y'all living like this. Y'all, matter of fact, y'all not even on a pickup truck level. What's the damn? Hold on. What's them Dodge? What's them little cheap shits? Oh, these shit. This how y'all living. Most of y'all. And this is where y'all need to stay. It's cheap. You know, 2 for $20. Applebee's situation, you know. A little dark. Low on gas, low on maintenance. That's how y'all need to keep it. And if Puff had some sense, he would have stayed within this range. He wouldn't have got no trouble. Ain't no way he would have been caught speeding. Because this shit only do about 60 miles per hour. Do y'all get what I'm trying to say? Or y'all a little confused about what I'm trying to say, man? It's levels to this. So when Puff get to court and they asked him how he crashed out like that, what was going on, he already planning on telling them people that his diminished mental capacity takes center stage. He was basically pushing some shit that was too powerful for him, man. He couldn't handle it. His mental capacity was off when he was messing with Cassie. The vehicle was overpriced and overcharged. And not only that, he got ripped off. And you know what? For you brothers out there, hold on, let me show y'all something real quick. Hold on, y'all need to see this because I'm talking to the fellas out there. Ladies, I don't want y'all to get offended. Now, for you brothers out there, when y'all dating these chicks with BBLs, fake butts and fake breasts and all that, this is what y'all are doing. You got an old school Chevy with some 38s on that bitch. It's stupid looking. And that's what y'all dealing with. You think you ain't got a new car. You got a jazzed up, old ass car. Y'all dating these 40-year-old builder chicks, thinking you doing it big. You look like a clown. She look like a clown too. A lot of dudes out here pushing these clown cars. Dog came back from Puerto Rico or whatever they get the work done, thinking they fancy or something because they got some rims on them. When they really are broke down pieces, barely sticking together and look decent on the outside. That's how a lot of y'all brothers doing it, man. You think you got a dime or you think you got a hot whip because it got some big goofy looking rims on it. Your chick got a big goofy ass. Her butt looks stupid. She look goofy. You like, oh, look at that ass. Look at them rims. Look at them rims. It's a piece of junk with some, it's funny. You don't join the circus dealing with that shit. That's what's happening out here, man. When Puff go to court and he telling people that his mental capacity was messed up because he was messing with Cassie, they gonna have to drop the case, and it's a possibility they gonna put her in jail. Persecutors say Diddy Combs' sex trafficking case are seeking for expert testimony regarding the rapper's possible diminished mental capacity to be kept from the jury. So they don't want them to know how retarded he is. But he wanted to let them know that he was fucked up during that time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do this. And then I'm about to get out of here in a minute. I'm gonna do this real quick because I put the number up there. Ain't nobody calling. That's all right with me. Cause like I said, we closing on the multi-million-dollar project in the morning. I gotta get some sleep. What is it, 9 o'clock? And I gotta be up there with them bosses in them buildings and be talking about how we gonna put this project together because it ain't enough chicken wings being sold in the ghetto. And I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. Lemon pepper is the hottest thing selling. And that's only one thing I got on my resume. So let me hurry up and finish this stream so I can close this multi-million-dollar deal in the morning with them bosses with them big Steve Harvey suits on in the morning. So and I ain't trying to sound arrogant, but I gotta let y'all know time is precious. And when I give y'all this information, it's not something I'm pulling out my ass. I don't spoke with people that know Diddy. I don't have lunch and dinner with women that used to date Diddy. And they let me know none of this freak stuff came along until Cassie came along. So let me hurry up and get this out the way. Because like I said, I got other things I got to do. But in the meantime, let me hurry up and give y'all this real quick. Now, all of the stuff I just told y'all about Diddy and the cars and all that stuff, I need y'all to listen at this and think about everything that I just got finished saying. I thank y'all so much. Let's get into this.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
Can you imagine? You spent all your money. Hold on. Can you imagine? You spent all your money on that Bugatti, and that motherfucker act like it don't want to start. The mechanic talking about it can't be fixed. You don't spend all that money on that Bugatti, and that shit want to act up. That's enough to make you want to act up. That's enough to make you lose your shit. You spending all this money for gas, maintenance, oil changes, and you go to start that motherfucker and it don't want to start. That's what he was going through with Cassie. He figured, hell, I done jazzed you up. I done decked you out. I done did all this shit for you, and you want to act up? Imagine you going outside to your luxury vehicle and that motherfucker don't want to start. You turning the key, you gonna act a motherfucking fool. And that's the reason why Diddy was behaving the way he was behaving, because he put so much value into this chick. And I ain't making no excuses for him, but his apology video says it all. He crashed out. It was one of the darkest times in his life. If he was keeping it real, he would have just went ahead and not even fool with Cassie. If he was thinking straight, he wouldn't even have dated Cassie. Out of all the women in the world, the same thing with Shannon Sharp. Look. If he was thinking straight and he had his head on right, he wouldn't even have went this route. But he ain't do it for him. He did it for y'all because he know that people within our community would value her over anything else. And that's fucked up. When people make purchases like this or when people date like this, they not doing it for themselves. They doing it because they know that we find value in something exotic. If he was with something regular, People wouldn't even respect him like that. If he would, and I ain't saying regular, but if he was one of his own, if he was keeping it within the family, people won't respect him like that. And that's very, very unfortunate. For prime example, y'all think I'm talking shit? Look at this. What did LeBron say about his wife? What did Kevin Gates say about LeBron's wife? He said that he don't like the way that Savannah be looking at LeBron. He liked the way them white women be looking at LeBron. Did he or did he not say that? Even though LeBron got him a beautiful Nubian queen, people don't even respect the way that they interact with each other. Kevin Gates disgusted that he even with Savannah. He basically saying, LeBron, why is you even with her ass? When you could have one of them other women's, or if you could have somebody like how I got on my arm. He feel like LeBron been doing it wrong for a long time. He loved LeBron. He wished LeBron would wake up and get with the program. Brother, why the fuck? And he talking about he a Muslim. And he still came out his mouth and said what he said about LeBron's wife. So it ain't just me pulling something on my ass or trying to say it from how I feel about it. I'm just speaking about what's going on in society, what's been going on in society. And that's why Diddy is about to be coming home, because the world is starting to see it for what it is. The problem had to be Cassie. Look at this. Let me ask you, y'all stay tuned because I got a little bit of time. Do y'all think Diddy would have been able to freak off if he was dating Nia Long? Do y'all think Diddy would have been able to have them nasty ass parties if Nia Long was in attendance? Look at this. Nia Long's baby daddy had to cheat on Nia Long. He went behind her back and was banging some Mormon up at the job. And when the world found out about it, he lost his job. He was going through hell when he got caught messing around on Nia Long. And it wasn't because of what he was doing. It was out of respect for Nia Long. That's what got him fucked up. If he wasn't in a high profile relationship with this Nubian queen and he did what he did, he wouldn't have gotten this. They wouldn't have made it public like that. But seeing how he was tied to Nia Long, they felt like he ultimately disrespected this queen by cheating on her with the Mormon chick. So when you in these type of relationships, it's going to keep you out of trouble. And you gonna know better than to do some old bullshit. Diddy can't argue that Cassie is responsible for the way he was living. Okay, I got one more example before I go. Remember Anna Nicole Smith, rest in peace, and her old ass sugar daddy? He had all that money. He had to have a young thing on his arm. He married her and everything. He had no control over his life, over his situation, over his finances, over nothing. When he got with Anna Nicole Smith, he was not the boss of anything anymore. She became the boss. She became everything. She was running his show. Whatever she wanted to do, that's what he had to do. He was living to please Anna Nicole Smith. And his kids had a major problem with that. But what can they do? That's their dad. He a grown-ass man. People didn't like it. She put them goddamn joogly mooglies all in his face. She could get whatever she want out of him. If she wanted to go on vacation, guess who was paying for it? If she wanted to buy millions of dollars worth of jewelry, guess who was paying for it? If she wanted to go out there and be Marilyn Monroe, and rest in peace to Anna Nicole, guess who was paying for it? Her old ass sugar daddy. She had him doing things that he ain't even had no business doing. He line dancing in a country pub in a wheelchair, knowing he needed to be at home sleep. But hey, that was her man. Just like any older man out there dating a young woman, you got to play by her rules. You have to play her game, because if she was playing your game, this bitch would be eating prunes. If she was playing his game, she'll be laid out with a diaper on, looking miserable with flies all over her face. If she was doing what he wanted to do, she would be 24 years old playing bingo. You think she gonna go for that? Hell no. He had to do what she wanted to do. It was not the other way. You're not gonna be an older man and you got your younger chick doing what you want to do. If she was doing what he wanted to do, she would be in the booth rapping with the Timberland Boots song. If he had her doing what he wanted to do, she would have been standing on the block in front of the bodega with a big nasty bag of Doritos. If she was doing what he wanted to do, she would be in the hot tub with the Bengay all around her neck. He was 50-some years old. But just like all the other examples I showed y'all, them parties, them going out late nights, clubbing, all of that freaky the man on all the men, that was to her delight. She making it seem like she was a victim and she didn't want to do that stuff. They said she was on the phone finding the BBC. She was on Backpage finding the BBCs. Diddy wasn't even in the bed. It's 5 dudes in the bed with Cassie. He's sitting on the sideline. All he can do is jack his meat. While she in there performing it got this one going, got that one going, got one over here, one over there. He in the corner choking his chicken. That's all he an old ass man. He ain't about to get in there with them young bucks. All he could do is watch like an old geezer. But y'all ain't gotta take my word for it. But they don't like when I talk like this. People don't like it. People want to hear people want to hear Tissa tell it. But like I said, man, I can care less because I got stuff to do in the morning. A multi-million-dollar deal. A couple of bosses. Matter of fact, hold on. Oh, shit, but they've been texting me. I gotta get some rest, y'all. Because by 12 o'clock, 12 p.m. tomorrow, I'll be about $3-4 million richer. Hey, it is what it is. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section. I got so much love for y'all. Make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button. Let me know what y'all think about this. We gonna be back. And I'm not saying Cassie is guilty, but we got to be realistic, y'all. Old men do what young women want them to do. Because if it was the other way around, it'd be a bunch of old ass women out here spending a old man's money. And what sense do that make? I really don't know. That's just the way of the land, the way of the law. That's just the way it goes. I got so much love for y'all. Yo, make sure y'all leave a comment in the comment section below. I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow. Y'all be good out